War Eagle Auburn family, welcome back to another edition of E2C Network Live, where we get together, we sit down, we talk about what's going on in the world of the Auburn family spectrum, and it's a very special stream tonight. We'll get into why in just a second. Thank you for joining us, whether you're watching live or on the replay. We appreciate you hanging out with us, spending just a few minutes of your hard-earned time just to talk with us about what's awesome in the world of Auburn stuff. Specifically tonight on this live stream, we're going to be talking about Auburn men's basketball defeating the Alabama Crimson Tide by the score of 81-77 in Coleman Coliseum, completing the most miserable 48 hours Alabama fans have had to experience in quite some time. There you go. And I had brought a prop as well. I'm going to hand them this L. I know it doesn't, the pictures on it don't match. It's for me and my wife, but here, Alabama, here's your L. So sorry. Forgive me for the corny props tonight, but I couldn't resist it when I figured we had that in here. So tonight's live stream is all about reacting to that, discussing it, talking about all of those things. So be prepared for that. We'll be taking your comments, your questions, reactions to all this, and I'm sure we're going to have a very busy live stream tonight, as late as it is. So if you guys are watching on the replay, I hate that we missed you. But I'm glad that you're coming over to watch all of that. Most of y'all know the drill. As you come into the stream, make sure you smash that like button. If you also can, make sure you right now post in the chat where you're watching from. City, state, international, with a War Eagle. Let's hear you now. And I know many of you are busy writing out the memes and stuff on Twitter. So I will excuse you for those things if you need to go walk away to take care of that, because I can only imagine the massacre that is happening over there right now. If you're watching on Facebook and Twitter, you can do similar things as well. There you go. So thank you guys for being here tonight, however we're getting you. All right. So got a lot of people already making some statements already, celebrating. It's going to be hard to keep up with all of it tonight. Let's see. Kyle grew 3 hairs back in 2 days. Oh my goodness. Thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat as well, buddy. Thank you for your continued support, David. He's one of our channel members and our booster club members here as well. We got Linda. We got people on Facebook. James as well is here. James Jefferson. Russell is here. Defeats the refs. Yes. Roe Henderson. Savage Beast. Man, we got people checking in from everywhere. Thank you guys so much for being here. I know it is late, but I appreciate you guys so much afterward. Rob, I missed this. Cardwell doing the crane pose at midcourt, priceless. So as you can imagine, I have to have everything kind of set up here, ready to go right as as the game ends to go live for you guys. So I miss any antics, post-game interviews and things like that. This is just straight up reactionary stuff. I got the stats pulled up. We can discuss some of that. But we're just kind of going off the cuff here late tonight. Clint's in the house too, everybody. Say hey to your favorite uniform guy out there. Blake's checking in from Prattville. Let's see, Darlene's here. Rob says the bourbon is flowing and the blood pressure is high. Well, Rob, I don't know that that's a great combination, but hey, whatever floats your boat, I guess, right? Let's see. We beat Alabama. We did what we had to do. Now let's go to Ole Miss. He's already ready to move on. He's already said, look, put this one behind us. We're going to celebrate this one, though, for just a little bit and talk about it tonight. Dusty, good to see you, my man. Thanks for checking in so late. I think we got a lot of new faces here, too, is what the whole team ended up Karate Kid kicking the turd student section. Oh goodness, Leanne, what do you got to say over here? Where'd she go? The comments are coming in so fast here. Leanne says, team effort. Allen was a killer with those free throws late. Folks, if you do not ever believe me about free throws will win and lose you games, tonight is the perfect example. Alabama was in this game because of their free throws. Auburn won the game because we made the free throws at the end. But if we had made them earlier on, this wouldn't have been as much of an issue. Auburn tonight is 64% from free throw. That is not going to cut it. And I'm all for celebrating, but I'm also going to talk about the reality of what we've got to get better at. And free throws is that Alabama was a whopping 83%. That kept them in the game tonight. You count keeping Kessler, I think, was also their key to success, keeping him under wraps, whether that was legit or not. Listen, I don't want us to always get on here and just make excuses about refs and stuff, but it's tonight. It's really hard not to say that was blatantly biased refereeing. It really was. I mean, it was awful. Did Auburn get some that went their way? Absolutely. Did Alabama get some that went their way? Way too many. It was awful. Absolutely awful. Let's checking in there. Let's see. We got Headland from Jimmy Whitehead checking in as well. Good to see you there. Wendell Green's new name is Shake and Bake, Big Simp says. The problem with these, not problem, it's a good problem with these reaction shows, especially the way Auburn basketball is performing as a whole, is to not speak too much in hyperbole and not to overreact, right? This team is really good. They are exceptionally talented and can weather storms better than most teams that I have been able to watch in my lifetime as an Auburn basketball fan. Wendell Green, I don't want to speak in too much hyperbole. He may be already ready to surpass Jared Harper and Sharif Cooper. I said it. I did. The dude just knows how to ball. And Bruce Pearl, for the life of me, knows how to go into, the smallest locations, schools or high schools, and pick out the best players. If you question him now on that, I will never, ever be able to compete. He went and found Jared Harper, who everybody looked over, brought him in here and made him into and realized already he was an ice cold killer and molded that. Same thing here with Wendell. Eastern Kentucky. Nobody wanted him. He's just a killer. He just is. 19 points tonight for him. 2 for 2 from free throws. He had 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Pretty good. I thought he had more fouls than that, to be honest with you. So I'm shocked he didn't. Flanagan's clutch defense, rebounding, and 4 free throws in a row. And that's the thing here is, Alvin Flanagan's doing what he needs to do right now to obviously earn that starting spot he was given tonight over Devin Cambridge, and prove that when I come in there, I'm going to be taking care of the little things first and set my team up to win. Second half rebounding was huge for Auburn. Well, let's take a look at the rebounding. Let's do that, Rob. Let's look at some of these stats. Over here, we got total rebounds. Auburn does end up winning 44-42. Won in the defensive rebounding category, but did lose an offensive rebounding category. So, I always like to look for those areas where Auburn could have been better or how the other team maybe where the difference in the game was. If Alabama had won, it would have been for their free throws, their offensive rebounding, and just never quitting because they kept coming. David, poor Kessler tonight. He literally just stuck his hands up and they called a foul on him. It was absolutely atrocious. And I get it. When you start playing the way he does, you draw more attention to yourself. Teams know now the blueprint to have your best shot at Auburn. Take out Walker Kessler. It's not take out Jabari Smith, because Jabari Smith is just going to be Jabari Smith. Walker Kessler, if he's in, you don't have a chance. I'm just going to say it. You don't. So that's the blueprint. And don't be surprised if in Auburn Arena later this season, Alabama is not going straight at Walker Kessler again. They got their best opportunity to take us down. They're going to do that same thing again. Big Simp is saying what everybody's thinking. Number 2 went down. Now they're number 1 in some rankings too. That's why, again, rankings don't matter, but it's fun to talk about. But yeah, so there is going to be speculation now, should Auburn be, I don't know that we can say we can be number 1 if we had pulled away from Alabama like we were. Yes. And if you remember, Jimmy Dykes, I guess, was the commentator tonight. The moment he said we may be looking at the best team in college basketball tonight, that's when the switch turned on for Alabama. It's almost like they heard him and turned something over in their systems. So thank you for that, Jimmy Dykes. Kevin, thanks for being here. 15-1 record. We are 4-0 in SEC play. Yes, we are. 83% from a team that averages 63%. I guess you're talking about Alabama. That's shocking. Usually they're pretty good at the free throws. let's see. In the end, I'm kind of glad that Alabama came back, gave them a false sense of hope. It is nice to literally, as I said, I had my prop. I know the pictures again aren't related to, but this is something my wife made for me a long time ago. But literally hand them this L, like pull it away, hide it, and then hand them this L later on, in the game. Give them hope that they were going to have some reprieve from that. AJ's in the house, everybody. AJ is our co-host of No Huddle, and he's an awesome dude. So thanks for being here, AJ. We want Baylor spot. I have friends. I have family members that went to Baylor and are currently at Baylor. So I would love to see that happen. Oh, we got a lot of people checking in right now, guys. You are amazing. We're at 83. By the way, we are almost at 1,900 subscribers. I would love to hit that by the end of the week. If you guys haven't subscribed, please do that. Lots of different content that we have here for you guys, not just basketball, not just football, not just sports related here. Hopefully you guys will do that if you haven't. Thomas, great perspective here to put everything in perspective here. All that matters is how we play in the tournament. And I would agree with you, Thomas. I would also counter that how we play in the tournament is dependent upon how we play here. It's good for seeding, obviously. How you prepare here, what you work on, what you get better at, what you identify as your problem areas, Auburn's problem areas, turnovers, sloppiness, probably sometimes rebounding when Walker Kessler isn't there, and they did a better job of that in the second half without him, but those are some areas they can improve in. Plainsman Murph, I don't know if you were here when we first addressed this, and I don't want to make the whole show about this, but that was just awful. I know you guys aren't sitting here in the room with me watching this, but I try to be very balanced when I'm like, that was a foul, that kind of stuff. It was the Walker Kessler charge that got him kicked out. Not kicked out, but his fifth foul, so he had to go sit, that I got upset. I said, no, absolutely not. If you're going to call that one, you didn't need to call the other one on him like 5 seconds later. Bench came up huge tonight. I'm about that bench. It must have production. We must have production more on the road. Well, since you brought it up, 31 points for Auburn on the bench, 30 for Alabama. So kudos to them as well for their bench play. That is something that has been the case tonight. If you want to give credit to the bench, basically we talk about Wendell Green now. He's not a bench player. He comes off the bench, but he's not a bench player. Cambridge tonight had some great moments. Dylan Cardwell had some absolutely outstanding play in time where he had to sub in for Walker Kessler, who only saw 13 minutes tonight. Let me put it to you in perspective. The only person that played tonight less than Walker Kessler was Lord Behrman. And if Lord Behrman knocks down that three when he had that open shot, he's playing a little bit longer. But I think Bruce Pearl didn't want to take a chance. Good to see you, Yahari. Auburn Man says the ESPN commentator said the best team in country was in orange tonight. Now, when he said that, that's when Alabama started their thing. So I'm a little bit resentful of that now. Yes, so this is going to be another resume builder. For those of you who don't understand all the nuances of this, the rankings don't matter, but your net ranking does. And that's based off of quad 1, quad 2, quad 3 wins and losses. Quad 1 win for this purposes would be if I have it correct, a top 75 or top 50 team on the road. So this would be a quad 1 win. Throw in South Carolina as there as well. In 4 games in SEC play, Auburn has gone on the road and gotten 2 quad wins to their resume. That's important for seeding. That's important for rankings. That's important for a lot of things. Very ticky-tack on the fouls tonight on both sides, I'll be honest, but they heavily gave Auburn some things. Rankings matter, my dude. Well, I think I will respectfully disagree with you, Plainsman Murph. I have a leg to stand on that opinion in the basketball realm. Football, I have less of a leg to stand on with that, but that's just my opinion. Let's see here. Auburn had to play Bama, and the officiating crew sure did feel like that tonight, didn't? Brenda, thanks for tuning in over there. I just talked trash on Twitter and it felt pretty good. It sounds like a song. I won't repeat the song that it sounds like, but you all get my drift. Listen, for those of you that are doing the great work on Twitter with the memes, my man Auburn Memes, who I just had, he's at the Twitter handle at Auburn Memes, who I had on a podcast recently. He is just having a field day with his people over there right now. I need someone to update me what the count is, or have they even posted the final score thing? They may avoid it altogether. They'll get them regardless, but it'll be interesting to see if they do that or not. WT Gardner says, before this game, I was scared. During this game, I was scared. Very happy that we were able to overcome such a good team. And that's the great thing here is Auburn walks away unscathed, but battle tested. You went up against your rival. You had to play the reps at time. You had to play through the emotions. A good team coming back on you, having the crowd against you, all of these elements, having one of your best players taken out essentially of the entire game. All of these elements were huge for the growth, the maturation of this squad for the rest of the year. I cannot stress that enough. I'm excited about a quad one win. I'm excited about the potential of where that means Auburn will, be in rankings later. But I'm also excited about what we take away from this game. That cannot be understated enough. Just wait until we come to the jungle, until they come to the jungle. They can take Kessler out. They're not deep enough to win anyway. Worst 24 hours. Is it? Well, I guess I said 48 hours, but it's 24 to 48 hours. Yes, this is one of those bad ones for them. Dusty says Cardwell should get the game ball. I would say, yeah, he probably, in the context of everything we were having to deal with, probably gets the game ball. I think it's hard to take anything away from Wendell Green here as well. Jabari was just a stone cold killer as well in the first half, especially. But there you go. Thank you, Russell, for reminding everybody to smash that like button. Want to do that. We almost got up to 100 live viewers tonight, but hey, you guys are a great crowd still already. Let's see here. Alabama tweet is at 3,600 replies in 5 minutes. Well done. Those of you on Twitter that contributed, those of you that just well done. Auburn Memes, if somehow you see this, sir, I know you're not the only one that's engineered these things, but well done. Absolutely well done, my friend. Regular season is practice. Confidence for the tournament. In some ways, yes, I agree with you. The Jabari Smith offensive foul was terrible, but there were a lot more egregious ones than that. A lot more egregious ones. Let's see. We got a lot of new faces here checking in. I hope we'll see you guys more often here on the channel, but thanks for coming up over here. Blow it up. Yeah. Let's see here. Check out the John Hinkle Jr. Twitter page. He has a great pic of our guys making the crane pose after the win. I'm sure that will be all over that. Didn't know you could offer NIL deals to the refs. It sure feel like that tonight. Steven, thank you so much. I hope when you say the podcast, because sometimes people forget that the YouTube channel isn't necessarily the podcast, but you could view it that way. We have the podcasts that are separate that you can view here as well. But yeah, I'm glad if you enjoy all that, thank you so much for those kind words. Cardwell's best game of the year. I feel of the year, probably. If you were asking him of his career, I'm pretty sure he had 2 or 3 really good games last year, especially when he was with Sharif, because they were former teammates. They have a really good connection. But again, talking about the context of tonight and what he had to do, what he had to step in, what role he had to fill. Yeah, it might be the best game of his entire season thus far. 3,000 replies in 3 minutes. My goodness. Now at the 10-minute is you guys. This is what I need. If you're going to keep coming back to these post-game shows that we do, I need you to keep giving me the Twitter count updates on these things. This is too good. This is too good. Plainsman Murph, I just fell out of my recliner when Jabari missed those 2 straight free throws. It's not just Jabari tonight, Let's look here. Free throws individually, we already talked about as a team. Oh no, that's 3-pointers. Katie Johnson doesn't have a good free throw night. 2 for 6, 6 for 10 for Jabari. That's really, they're the ones that missed it because everybody else made theirs or didn't shoot any. Jabari's a great talent. It's an amazing talent, but he is not without his flaws. And he's, free throws are sometimes tough in the moment, but everybody's still got to grow in some areas, and this is one area. All right, if you haven't, make sure you smash that like button here on YouTube. I see that we are so close to 100 viewers. I know we've got a lot of you viewing on Facebook and Twitter as well, but I'm kind of watching both my screens here. We are that close to breaking it. I'd love to see that little ticker go live up here. It feels like it's going to do it any second. I got to go look at these crane pick pictures. That sounds absolutely amazing. And we broke 100. I can see it live on my screen right now. So thank you guys so much. Hats off to you. They're doing amazing work on Twitter, but the fact that we hit 1,000 on a reaction show is amazing. Well, at least it went live on my thing for half a second there. Where do you think Auburn will be in the next poll? So we got to go to Ole Miss, right? We got to go to Ole Miss. We got to get that monkey off our backs because it doesn't matter what sport it is. There's always a team that has your number, so to speak. In football for a while it was Arkansas. In basketball for a while it's been Ole Miss. Ole Miss has just found a way to either beat us or just make things really difficult, and we're going to Ole Miss. Kermit Davis is a great coach. I'm nervous about that game. Or is that one's home? Excuse me. I can't remember. I think that one's at home. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's at Ole Miss. Anyway, I'm questioning myself now. Regardless, it's a tough team to be able to beat on the road or at home regardless. So if we beat them with the loss by Baylor to Texas Tech, and I think Texas Tech was ranked, I could see Auburn moving up to probably number 2 at the highest. But I was shocked with the number 4 ranking that we got this week. If they get that win at Ole Miss, they have a shot at number 1, but I think they'll still find a reason to say, Auburn still got some things they got to work out. And that's evident tonight, right? Let's see. Jabari showed, which we know anyways, but he's poised for big competition. The way he sets himself up for shots and movement is star quality. And he's unselfish too, but he's also knows when he needs to take control of a moment. There was a beautiful replay where Jabari, you saw him direct the guards away. He said, go over there, and then called for the ball, gave it to him, and then he did his little, dribble around, turn around, jump, mid-range jumper. That's what you want a talent like him to do, to be unselfish, to be a smart basketball player, not just about himself, but be able to know it is my time to take this under my control. And he did a great job there. Comment ratio is like 6-1. It absolutely is tonight. And listen, I know a lot of you have been here for a long time, and I'll do my best to continue to get as many comments as I can, but that will be hard to do some nights. By the way, quick, we got plenty to talk about still, but I want to give you a reminder while we got a ton of y'all here. Tomorrow night, like we do every Wednesday night, we do just a random call-in show about Auburn stuff. Obviously going to be heavy on sports, probably going to be heavy on football and basketball still, but we can call and talk about anything. We'll take your comments, but you can call in live tomorrow. Everybody, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Do not miss it. Love to have you there. W.T. Gardner. I don't know if I can share that one on there. Let's see here. Jeff Goodman is so mad. Oh boy, you have no idea. Yeah, we are breaking records tonight. We've had, I think, about 300 plus one time in a live stream for like breaking news, but for a reaction show, you guys are doing absolutely amazing work right here. Anyone else hold their breath as Flanagan absolutely locked up the game right here. But it goes to show you the pro that Alan Flanagan is and what an asset he is to this team. Alan Flanagan is an absolute beast, and he shows you why he needs to be in the starting lineup. Now, not taking anything away from Devin Cambridge. I was wanting to do a video about this, just kind of talking about what the starting lineup could be, who's the best lineup at Auburn, because I don't necessarily think the starting lineup in Bruce's eyes, is the best lineup, but it's the lineup that gives him the best start, right? And he can interchange. And I think he operates that way. He doesn't see the starting for him, starting for these guys is not some high honor. It just means you get to go in first. And you probably see the most minutes just by nature of starting. But it's probably not your best, like, because Wendell Green plays like a starter, gets stats like a starter, and he's fine coming off the bench and doing very well at it. Let's see here. Ricky, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Trying to catch up here on some of these. I might have to skip forward just a little bit. David Wells, thank you, sir, for the super chat. You're the bomb, sir, as usual. Is Tumors actually being rolled? If that's the case, I love that. See, this is one of the things that I would love to be in Auburn for right now. My dream is to one day not be here in my home studio all the time, is to have the home studio be in Auburn, and we can go live from those things. And we hope to do that one day. Brenda, I was a nervous wreck as well. I can't sit still. I can't sit in moments like that. And so I'm just sitting here pacing. Back here in the background, you can see I was pacing the entire time. All right, let's see here. Bringing back Final Four vibes. Now, Quentin, don't do that to me because I've been avoiding talking about this. I'm trying to not, because I feel like somehow I'm going to jinx the team if I start talking legitimately about that. But yeah, I mean, this team definitely has Final Four makings. I will continue to reiterate, if this team doesn't make the Elite Eight, it's a disappointment. Getting to the Final Four is tough. We should all know that, right? We watched that 2019 team roll through Kansas, North Carolina, Kentucky, Virginia double dribbled, and we should have run all over Texas Tech. But yeah. Let's see here. And as you can tell, David and a lot of other people are channel members here. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, you can just hit the join button. You can find it easier on desktop, but if you're interested in doing that, it's $1 a month. You get access to those little emojis. You get a little symbol next to there that kind of changes as you've been here longer, but just some things for you guys to be aware of. 45 tweets or memes in under 20 minutes on Twitter. Wow. Strong work continues over there. Russell, I will not lie. I had thoughts of that myself. Yes, a mini NBA team. And I started asking myself, who else are we going to lose at this point? Now, remember, capture this moment. And remember what this feels like, because we're not going to get through this season unscathed. Someone is going to get us. Just prepare yourself for that. Could be in the regular season, could be in hopefully just the SEC tournament. But this team is not perfect, but boy, do they play like they could be. So just remember that. Don't be panicked if they have a slip up. They've already had one with UConn. UConn was a decent team, but they are not without their flaws. Joe, good to see you. Thanks for being here, buddy. Dusty, thank you for hanging in as long as you did, buddy. I know that a lot of you probably want to get to bed, but you guys are doing awesome. We didn't play awesome tonight with the help of the refs. That tells you that we have a Final Four potential. But yes, potential is having not done it yet. Exactly. They're rolling tumors right now. See, this is one of the few things that I do not like about doing this on YouTube, but there are many more reasons about doing this on YouTube. Is that you guys can't share like pictures and stuff like that. I would love to see that. Matt, thanks for checking in from Hampton, Virginia. How about them dogs? See, people want me to celebrate last night for the dogs. I can't bring myself to, but I'm not unhappy about it. So, but let's just reiterate this. The fact that happened last night, this happened tonight, and they are literally taking the L's tonight is absolutely amazing. I know this is cheesy and corny, but I had to do it. I had like this epiphany earlier. I was like, if we win, I'm going to do this. Yes, they did have many bad fouls, but they did play sloppy as well tonight. Let's see, what were the total team fouls here? Walker Kessler fouled out 24 total team fouls for Auburn to Alabama's 18. Now, it was key at the end for us to take advantage of us being in the bonus, going to the line and making those at the end of the game. Let's see here. New to your show. Oh, Donna, thank you so much for being here. Hope we'll see you around here more often. We're going live tomorrow night, and anybody can call in, so be here tomorrow night if you can. Having a tough week, and it's only Tuesday. So what else have they got going on this week that we can ruin for them? Is LSU got something they can do to them this week in women's basketball or something that they can just, destroy? And look, Alabama's had it coming for a long time, so don't feel sorry for them. Blow a 14-point lead, then man up and close the game out. Who's going to beat this team? Somebody's going to. Just know that. Somebody's going to. Hopefully it's not in the tournament. I've just learned to anticipate those things because this team is not perfect, but it is very good. But it is impressive to see them battle back from, and I think what people, prognosticators, what rankings individuals, meaning those that don't make those decisions, are going to see more than giving up the lead is them battling back to get the thing under control. And I'm not just trying to sunshine pump on this thing, but that there is something really important to that in college basketball. And that is what they're going to really see out of this team. They're going to see the flaws. They're going to see the things that they have to work on. But the fact that they did that under those conditions without Walker Kessler essentially speaks volumes for this team. Quentin, we'll be talking about that a lot tonight. So if you want to discuss some of that, that'll be the time to do it. First timer, good to see you. Mr. Paul, let's see. Kessler is losing his. Do you think Walker Kessler is losing his touch, or is this just the new age Auburn? We just have so many weapons matter. Well, for him to lose his touch means he would have to have a pattern of not great games, and I don't think he has that. I'm not saying that to kind of say you're wrong, but I just don't know where you're getting the losing his touch thing. Tonight was not losing his touch. That was simply him getting some bogus calls on him, and you have to take him out of the game. You have to have him for later on in the game to make a difference. If Walker Kessler doesn't come in and change the game the way he does, even for the short 13 minutes he played, this is a different story. You cannot do the things that, especially a team like Alabama, as aggressive and driving to the holes they like to be, without Walker Kessler there, even for a small amount of time. This game ends up very differently for us. Rich, good to see you. Jabari Safari. Well, I shouldn't have put that one over the language, but anyway. Let's see here. In the jungle. Yeah, that's going to be a fun one as well. Don't feel sorry for Alabama at all. Yeah, it makes my heart happy so much, guys, to see y'all celebrating free throws because it does so much. The room's so crowded. I'm glad I'm wearing deodorant. Hey, I love having all of y'all here, though. Let's see. In your honest opinion, who do you think is the best all-around player on this year's team? All around is Jabari Smith. I mean, he does it all. I mean, that's an easy answer. But if you want me to take Jabari out of the equation, it's Jalen Williams. Go back to last stream. I know a lot of you probably weren't here for that one, but we did a reaction stream of that. And Jalen Williams is the reason we win that game. In many cases, you can make that case. Jalen Williams is the most well-rounded guy on this team outside of Jabari. If Jabari Smith doesn't exist on this team, Jalen Williams is your dominant player. And then I'm not talking about the same way Jabari does. Jalen Williams is a humongous part of why this team's successful. Tonight, not a huge factor. Where's his stats at? 2 points, 4 rebounds. So he didn't make a humongous impact tonight. But what he does for this team and not being a drop-off at his position when you come in is outstanding. Let's see. Might have to skip ahead here. The analysts have told the teams the recipe for getting Kessler in foul trouble. Teams have been using the pump fake and pivoting. Yes, and so that's going to be an area where he has to grow. He has to learn. He has to be better at that, and he will. It's time to, time will fix that for him in coaching. Great question, Joe. So player of the game right now. I can't believe we haven't done it already. Everybody right now, post your player of the game. One word, just one of the names. Who is your player of the game? And I'll skip ahead to some of those. Glory to Auburn. I agree, Zilla. Wendell Green we've got here. Auburn players doing the crane. Wendell Green. All the Wendell Greens. Jabari. JS, Green. Wow, everybody. We got lots of opinions here. Jabari, Cardwell. Steven, I'm kind of in your camp. Flanagan. Here's the thing. Nobody's got a wrong answer. I'm serious. There's no wrong answer to this tonight. This is a total team effort to win this thing tonight. So everybody who's got something they want to Bryce Brown. That dude, Bryce Brown. Combo is a good way to say it as well. Matt Damon. Interesting. The refs at the 1 minute mark. Anyway, well, yeah, that's a great question to ask, because there's pretty several ways to look at that. Who would be the best player of the game? All right, not going away just yet, but I want to get your last minute comments and questions in here. So don't go away just yet. Just a couple reminders for you. Tomorrow night, live, 8 p.m. Eastern time here. Anything's fair game. You'll see a topic suggested on the video for the live stream tomorrow. It'll probably be something about this or the football players that have decided to stay. But just know that anything is fair game. You just kind of have to give people a topic to start with, so YouTube knows how to share you and all that kind of stuff. But it's fair game. You can call in live. Hope to see a lot of you guys here. Check out links in the description for ways that you can help support our channel here. We have channel memberships. You can hit the join button here, or you can go over to E2C Network, patreon.com/E2C Network, and be part of the Booster Club. Both of those things start at $1 a month. You just have the option of either doing both or staying here on YouTube or going over there to do it. There's more perks over on the Patreon, the Booster Club, but all of those links are in the description. PayPal, TeePublic Store. Those are ways that you can help support our content, or just being here like so many of you are and smashing that like button. You guys are the best. Billy, thanks for checking in. All right, comments, questions. Let's get them in rapid fire here at the end. As we kind of get towards the end of our stream. Steven, it's a great point. We kind of already said that. Yeah, how great is this team that there's so many people being mentioned as player of the game? So are we beating Ole Miss by 20 or 30? Ooh. Big Simp, thank you for checking in, sir. Yes, this was a great night, Russell. What is this video about? What is this video about? It's about Auburn beating Alabama and making this the worst 24 to 48 hours in quite some time. Devin's got our count here. She's one of our Booster Club members. The latest count is 4,705 in 31 minutes on Twitter. That is absolutely incredible. David, final comment. Auburn may very well be the best team right now, and they'll only get better. And that's a great conversation to have. Who's the best team right now in this season? Auburn has a case for that. Who will be at the end of the year is a much different conversation. Slow down, Turbo. He'll get tired the next game. Posting up in the corner and headed to bed. Steven, thank you guys for being here. I only host it because you guys show up. All right, I think that's a great place to end it on tonight. A great stream. Thank you guys so much for being here. Like I said, check out those links in the descriptions. Hope to see you here tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. You can watch it on Twitter and Facebook as well. You guys are the best little family within the Auburn family, and I appreciate you so much. War Eagle, and go hand Alabama the L's. Talk to you later.